Hi there, I'm Ben, and welcome to part 12 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 3. Next, we're off to Anor Londo, kind of. Mainly, it's Irithyll of the Boreal Valley again. Anor Londo at the very end, but I'm counting it all as Anor Londo, basically after Pontiff Suleiman. As you can see, I have 400,000 souls. I have been farming. I got 9 Pale Tongues and 31, because 30 wasn't enough, Wolf's Blood Swordgrass. Now, you're going to want to start upping your farming at this point. We've probably got about 4 or 5, maybe a couple, no, probably about 4 or 5 videos after this one of playthrough 1, and I'm going to be farming in between each one, trying to get most of it done. I managed to have quite a lot of time to get this done, so I went over the 10 I recommended. So if you go back to the wolf here and give him 10, you're going to get the old wolf curved sword. We're actually going to be using that. It helps with our damage. And then we're going to give him the extra 20, so that's 30 in total, and you're going to get the wolf ring, which is why we're doing this. And then I'm going to head over to Rosaria and give her the Pale Tongues as well. Now, don't worry if you don't have 400,000 souls. I'm going to tell you what to look out for and purchase, and then you can do it in between this video and the next one, just so you kind of know. Just make a note of what I'm buying. It's not complicated at all. So just a quick note on what I was using as a setup. I used the silver covetous serpent ring for extra souls. I used the gold one for the extra item discovery, of course. So go here, give the Pale Tongues and get the obscuring ring. And then that's all we need, just 10 with her. We don't need 30. And then I was using rusted coins, so the ones that we can buy an infinite amount of. And then, of course, the symbol of avarice. And that's it. I didn't have the Crystal Sage's rapier. And it took me about 2 hours to get 31. 31 was... It likes to do... The game likes to do this. You'll get to 29, and then it'll give you 2. I don't know why. It happens quite a lot. You always get that 1 extra. So I'm equipping the wolf's... old wolf curved sword here. And then I don't need the left eye anymore, the one that gives you HP back. I'm kind of done with that at this point. That was just kind of a placeholder ring. And then we're going to go into Avowal's ring. Now, the sword weighs quite a lot. It goes in place of your shield on your back. So you can see I'm fat rolling. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to use some of the souls that I got just to level up just enough so I'm not fat rolling while using it. We will be replacing Avowal's ring shortly, actually, in this video as well. Basically, what Avowal's ring does is it increases the amount of stuff you can carry without fat rolling. But I still am at this point, so vitality needs to go up. I think it's 18 I need to go at, so 17 or 18. I go to 18 anyway, and then I can stop. And then the idea is that we will replace the Avowal's ring by upgrading vitality just a bit more. So what we've got now is Karthus Beacon, we've got this old wolf curved sword, and then we have our ring, the right eye, which is going to increase our damage upon quick succession of hits. So L1 a lot, basically. So you run into bosses with this equipped on your back. L1, L1, L1. Hopefully they die quite quickly. Sometimes it works, sometimes you get caught out. But as long as you're making saves and that, you'll be fine. Kind of get used to it. And obviously, if you are more of a defensive player, then don't bother with the curved sword. There are other ways you can increase damage. You can buff your weapon with the kind of papers, the resins. Papers, that was the first one, second one. So what I'm doing here is I'm buying a couple of rings from Yuria. I went into her talk option and went through all the dialogue to kind of set up the ending, make sure we're still moving forward with the ending. And then I'm going to go over here and buy all of Karla's Pyromancies, so there's 7 in total, because we have given her all of the tomes now, the ones that she will take anyway. So I'm spending all these, so remember, buy Yuria's rings. All of her spells we should already have. Go and buy all of Karla's Pyromancies, and then we're going to go and buy all of Cornyx's Pyromancies. We have handed both of these all of their tomes, so this is the maximum stuff that they will sell. There's nothing more after this, so you don't need to worry about adding to this afterwards. Leave the Miracle Lady in the corner, Irina, because we gave her the Dark Tomes. So in between one of the playthroughs, one of the videos, sorry, I'll have enough souls. It's probably going to be towards the end. There's one more Braille tome we need to get for her that is in Lothric Castle. So after that, then we'll do her all at once. And then obviously we have Aldrich as well. We've got another scroll to give him, so we'll do that later as well. So yeah, just make a note really of what I'm purchasing. All the Pyromancies at this point, rings. I'm just going to buy the Shrine Maiden spells. I should buy her ring as well. I looked it up after recording this. Yeah, there's another ring. Like down here, there's this ring. It's called like Lloyd's Shield Ring. There's actually Lloyd's Sword Ring as well. I just wanted to make sure you couldn't find it out in the world. And it's the sword ring that you have to find. It's the shield ring you have to buy. So I will pick that up later on as well. And then the rest I'm just going to dump into endurance. I find endurance is more important to me personally than vigor, which is health. If you are worried about health, then go and put some points into that as well. Obviously, if you're farming, you could be way ahead of me in souls. So by the end of this video, we'll have kind of the base set up with regards to the soul, how much vitality we'll need, and then it's just a case of pumping up endurance up to 40, vigor up to around 40. You can go higher if you really want to, but it's diminishing returns after that. What I'm also doing here is after the farming, you probably will have a lot of Gru shields and daggers and swords and black swords from the other enemies. So I'm selling all of those. Just be careful you don't sell any like the old wolf curved sword or anything like that. So I'm selling all of those. So that's all of those done. That's those 2 farming spots done for me. Just 4 more to go. I will be doing some more in between this video and the next as well. So I'm just emptying out my inventory. So that is the Pale Tongs done. I showed you at the end of the last video where to get those. That was in the the perimeter of Farron Keep, and then it was the Farron Keep where we actually got the wolf blood swordgrass. So that's all done, those 2. So you will be at this point in the future, if not now, in the future, after doing the farming. You will have more than enough souls to do what I've just done. Maybe do it now before starting this video off if you want to do more farming. There is a lot to come. There's like 4 more that we need to do, so unfortunately there is a lot more farming. There's no way around it. I'm sorry, there isn't. You're gonna have to do it. So maybe do it before continuing on, or just kind of make a note of what I've got and do it afterwards in between. I will probably be doing the Silver Knights on the Anor Londo steps and the priests after this video, in between this one and the next, just to let you know. I'll show you where that is. We haven't got there yet. So this area is horrible. For one fact, you will get invaded. If you're embered, you're going to get invaded. And the guys that invade you here are really, really good, usually. That one disappeared, and I don't know where it is. Now I'm panicking, like, where the hell did you go? Yeah, I'm trying to get it, and as I go to this one, then it decides that's when it's going to appear, which is fun, because of course it was waiting there. So there's 4 of these down here. You got the 2 here, you got the caster at the back. And then that one lying down. And this is the dark Stoneplate ring. Helps against dark resistance, basically. It's dark resistance. Right, I'm about to get invaded. Like I said, they are good. The guys that invade you here are usually quite good. So either don't be embered or just die. So you may notice that the old curve sword needs like 19 strength. To get its buff from your attacks, you don't actually need to have the strength. You just need to have it on your back. So I've been invaded. I was like, oh, not on a recording run, please. Because I know I'm not going to be able to beat this guy. And I was right. Just look at their shield. When they invade you, just look at their shield. If they've got a small shield like this guy has, I was like, oh. I thought I'd put the Pyromancy on and we'll have a go. And then I saw his shield. And I thought, I just don't want to bother. Look, just leave me alone. Because that is a parry shield, which means he's good at parrying. So if you try and hit him, he's just going to parry you. So I thought, I'll try and run away, see if he has it. But no, he stabs me in the back because cowardice, I suppose. And then, of course, he parries me because he's good. I don't know. I don't know what satisfaction they get. I really don't. Like, I get PvP versus somebody who wants to do PvP. I get that. I really do. But I don't understand people who want to do PvP against somebody who doesn't want to do it. Like, I don't want to. I don't get it. Go and fight someone who does. Anyway, yeah, I died there. It was going to happen. It was inevitable. So, yeah. Then I'm not going to get invaded anymore, so that's a good point. So, yeah, just take the first hit and become unembered if you don't want to be bothered. Right, we'll continue on. Get my souls back. And up we go. So there's going to be these guys here. These are... We're not going to farm these particular ones, but these enemies are the ones that will start dropping human dregs. These are another Covenant item we need to farm. Just 10 of them, thankfully. So we're not going to farm these ones, but be aware that they may drop. So have a look, see if they drop anything. Human dregs. I'll show you the farming spot for those at the end of the video. It's after we've beaten the boss in this area. I'm just going to run around, get this item we saw at the other side. And then I'm going to open up the most pointless shortcut. I suppose technically it is, because it links two shortcuts together. But this is kind of unnecessary. So yeah, we're back inside, and this lift goes down to the bonfire. It's not that much of a shortcut, really, is it? But what it does is it links to another shortcut afterwards. We'll go back up. You may have seen it in the distance when I was going down. There is a crystal lizard around here that's going to drop a simple gem. The last video of this playthrough, so before we start New Game Plus, is going to be a cleanup one. So it's going to involve doing the last of the farming if you need to. Make sure you've definitely done all that. And I will also go through a list. I will show you everything you need to have, all the spells, rings, and everything you should have by the end of playthrough 1. There will be... once it's up, a link in the description, once this guide's all done and it's all written, a written guide of where to find everything, so you can kind of tick it off and go down the list. That'll be on my website. There'll be a link once that's up. And of course, I'm going to make sure you've got everything before we move on. So that's what the final video is going to entail. So infusing weapons, things like that. Just make sure we've got everything before we move on. This game, when you defeat the final boss, you do not move on to New Game Plus automatically. You have the option. You go back to the main bonfire and do it later on. So yeah, it's nothing's technically missable. Actually, well, no, there are things that are technically missable, but you can't miss things that aren't missable, if you know what I mean. You're not going to move into New Game Plus until you want to. Right, let's make our way around here. So I'm going to get these ones at the top, because they will shoot fireballs on you while you're down below. They're all along this wall here. And there's a group of them at the back as well. You're going to want to do this fairly quickly. I think I moved too close to the fence, or the... what is that? It's not fence, barrier, whatever. To alert, there's 2 NPCs down there, one-off NPCs. You'll see here he is, he's just kind of running up. They're quite easy. These are not invaders or anything, they're always here. They don't have shields, so you don't need to worry about them blocking your attacks. But obviously they're just going to go for it as well, because they're dual handing. So if you can get them stuck... No. I would have had him had he not come along then. No, I mean, he's got no health left. It's the one with the spears that's annoying. Right, that's one down. Okay. Yeah, both together they can be quite annoying. One-on-one, they're really, really easy. You can just get them stun-locked and just kill them quite quickly. Like that. This one's the only one that drops the things. It's the Twinspears here that he was using. And that ahead of us there is the shortcut I was mentioning earlier that will open up. Up above us here, if you run straight ahead, you will get shot by the Anor Londo archers. If you played Dark Souls 1, you'll know who I mean, the Anor Londo archers. They are back in this game, but they are nowhere near as bad as they were in that. You can just run past them if you need to. So there's 2 giants down here. There's a big bunch of giants here. There's only 2 that wake up. There's this one, and then there's this one here. If you dual hand with a sword on your back, you'll kill them before they even get up. So it should not be a problem. There's embers and souls here. These are the items that the giants drop. These here, the dung pies and what have you. Titanite shards. I mean, do we really need Titanite shards anymore? So having said that, do we need large Titanite shards anymore? No, we want chunks, which we will start getting in the next area. So at the end of this one, we're going to be killing the penultimate lord, moving us towards the end of the game. So another area is going to open up after this. We're going to get warped back to the start of the game, and a new area is going to open up, and that's moving towards the end of the game at that point. Finally get into Lothric Castle. So I'm running up here, going to hit this wall. This is obviously a secret area. There is a covenant down here, and two of the worst enemies. I said that quite a few times, haven't I, while doing this in the game. So we've already fought one of these on the bridge. You remember it appeared behind us. But I don't know, for some reason, these ones down here. I don't know what it is. So I'm getting all cocky here. I'm going to run in. I've got my sword on my back. I've used my pyromancy here. I'm ready. Come on. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the best thing you want them to do, like it's that turn, like how quick it is. I'm dead. It's just how quick it is. The best thing to do with them is actually try and stay away, but because there's two of them, you want to only alert the one on the left. It's not so bad with the second one, even though I do die to him as well. So I've come back. I'm going to get this one's attention again. You want them to do the sort of slam. They do a slam forward attack. They do this charge, which you can kind of avoid, and they'll just kind of run past you into a wall. See, they'll just kind of, and it gives you an attack. But they twist so quickly behind them. And the hitbox, or I don't know what it is, the area of effect that sort of swipe they do is so big. It's pretty ridiculous. Although I didn't try and move that time. That's what you want them to do. It gives you a bit of respite. Or the electric attack, because you can get behind them while they're doing that. And then just try and get behind. The thing is, with most beasts, you go behind them and you can hit them. With these, even though you think you're safe, you're not. It's probably the worst place to be, because they spin around so quickly. So I was ready for it again. I thought, I've killed one, I'm ready now. Let's have this other one. So they always do that chomping to start with. With this one, if you stick to the right hand side, you're going to see me do it the second time. I do die in a moment again. So yeah, the run back to this is obviously quite simple. You just run past the giants on the right hand side and go up the steps. You don't need to bother with going past all the pyromancers. It's just so fast. It has such a large area as well. I was at the end of my roll there, that's when he caught me. So trying again, take two of this one. So if you stick to the right hand side, he's going to run round you and into the wall. He always does this, which gives you obviously a bit of an opening to start. That's what you want them to do, so you can get past them. And then the electric. So you can see I'm actually keeping a distance now. I'm able to do it this time. It forces them to do the bigger, not that attack. I'm trying to get behind it. You want them to do the electric or the slam. That's what you're trying to get, and not that. Yeah, unfortunately, because we're down in a pool of, there's nowhere to hide. You can't snipe them or anything like that. You are able to drop off ladders. So the Ring of Favour is actually a ring we're going to be using. You can drop off ladders if you didn't know. If you double tap circle or your speed button, your run button, whatever it may be, and whatever you're playing, you'll drop off a ladder. Obviously don't do it from a height, you'll die, but from a decent height, and then you can get a drop attack on them. But you're not going to be able to get back up the ladder before they get back on top of you. So don't bother. So the Ring of Favour is a very good ring. It increases your endurance, your stamina, your health, and your carry weight all in one by a small amount. So it's a decent ring to have. It's an all-rounder. Unfortunately, I can't switch from Havels just yet, so I will be doing that shortly. As it does increase carry weight, but not enough, not more than Havels does. So there we'll join the Aldrich's Covenant now. Got that trophy, and that's going to be human dregs. So there's going to be 10 of those we'll be getting. Well, there's a free one here, so 9 more. There we go. So that's what they look like, and they are dropped by those kind of priests, the purple guys. Back to the shield, because we're going to deal with the knights now, the silver knights, and the easiest way to deal with them is with the shield up, because they hit so hard. You can avoid their attacks quite easily by sticking to their left, your right, their shield hand basically. But if they do catch you, because they are quite quick, it can really hurt, and they'll knock you back quite easily. So unfortunately, shield up with or me personally, maybe it's just a comforter. I don't know. Having the shield there, probably wouldn't need it, but I don't want to try it without. Titanite Scale, if you need anything that needs those as an upgrade material. And then we're going to start. So it's very reminiscent of Dark Souls 1. So if you go, instead of going dead ahead, go up this right hand one. It's I think it's a bit easier because you're not in the middle, you're at the end. There's one in the middle as you run up. He's not going to be able to get you, but the others will start shooting at you. Like, it's a lot easier. It honestly is. Just run to the top, you're fine. There's one at the top. Usually when you get close to them, this close, I'm obviously not close enough, they switch to their sword and shield. But he's not close enough. Come on. He's not having it. Up here you're safe. You can take this guy on one-on-one. So get him to... There we go. And then if you just twist around them and just fish for backstabs with these guys, honestly, it's the easiest way. Some people might look down on that, but honestly, it's the easiest way. And I have no idea where he went. So I pushed him off. I didn't get any soul, so he didn't die. I thought he was going to be down here. But he's not. And he's not down there. I don't know where he went. Anyway, yeah, grab the Easterner's Ashes. That's obviously for the Shrine Maiden later on. And then there's a few more archers. So you can ignore the one on the left. The one down to the left-hand side here in the middle. Obviously this one you're going to want to take care of. Yeah, just as they do that lunge quite often as you go towards them. So you can just walk around them. Do a charged R2, walk behind them again, either hit them or try and get another backstab, and that should be enough. You want to get a feel. It will be a feeling. You'll get how they move. You're going to want to learn it, that's for sure, because you're going to have to farm 2 of these guys for a good few hours, unfortunately. Obviously it's not yet, but these guys can drop Proof of Concord kept, so look out for those as well. Yeah, they like to do that thrust forward quite a lot. He's getting his bow out on right there. That thrust forward quite a lot. They do have an electric attack as well. None of them have done it yet, I don't think. I haven't seen it, have we? This isn't going very well. I thought I was going to die then. I thought, why the hell did you just heal? But I got lucky. Yeah, I made a mess of that one. The amount of Silver Knights I've killed across the Dark Souls game, and I can't even simply do that. Yeah, so the one you want to look... Here we go, the electric attack. So sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. That's the one that really hurts and why you need the shield. So you can follow them round as they do it. They sort of go round you. They don't track very well as they do it. So you just kind of follow them round in a circle and go for that backstab. There's another one. Let's get your... This one doesn't have a sword. He has the spear, which is a bit more annoying. But again, they do open themselves up quite easily. Oh, that's close. Oh, that's close. But yeah, it's just stick to their shield arm, and as they lunge forward, get round to the back of them. No proofs for me, unfortunately. Right, so I'm going to open up another shortcut. So that one that links the bonfire, basically, that I showed you, that door. So I'm going to open up now. And then we'll move on and secure our ending. So we're going to kind of lock it in at this point soon. So that's the entrance there you would come out of from the bonfire, and just kind of run up here now if you need to. Having said that, we're about to unlock another bonfire, so it's kind of redundant anyway. Because after this point there's no enemies. I will just drop down here and show you that the Dragonslayer Greatbow is here. Basically the bow that the Silver Knights are using. Big old bow. It takes lots of strength that we don't have, so probably never going to use it. There you go. So I'll need to drop back down and run back up. So we dropped down back to the floor, the grassy bit. I just wanted to check where that. See if that Silver Knight was down here. He's not. I have no idea where he went. So we're back at the start. Just go right, run past him, the lonely one who's left all alone. It's not worth fighting them on the ledge. That was the problem with the first game, having to fight them on the ledge. And then we're going to carry on. And yeah, lock our ending in. So we will be doing 2 endings in this playthrough. You can make a save after defeating the final boss. Make a save, a backup save, and then do 2 endings at once, which is actually quite helpful. We do have to basically finish the game 3 times anyway, but it just helps a bit. It means we don't have to fight that last boss another time. So I'm just going to bring this down. That's the infamous staircase, the Anor Londo staircase from the first game. And this is where I can't remember his name. Yeah, so go down anyway. Speak down. I'm trying to think the boss from Dark Souls 1. I can't remember his name. It's completely gone. Yeah, speak to her. This is going to give you the Sword of Avowal, which we're going to use in a moment, and then we're going to continue down here. Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, yes. Gwendolyn is the boss fight that was down here. It was the corridor that kept repeating. Yeah, so if you've played Dark Souls 1, you'll recognise this. And we're going to get to the end. So you've got a little armour set there. And if you run to the end, Anri is going to be here. Not that we're going to speak to her or him, depending on what you are. So move towards and do the rite of Avowal. You're going to get a cutscene and you're going to stick the sword into Anri. And you are now husband and wife, apparently. That's how it works in the Dark Souls world. And you're going to get 3 dark sigils. So that's 8 that we have in total. We got 5 from Yol as we were leveling up. And now we have 3. So that's kind of our ending locked in now. We're done. This is the Reversal King. No, it's not. It's the Reversal Ring. The Reversal Ring. Basically, male, female. It's just reversal. That's all it does, really. It's, yeah, okay. Not anything we'll ever use. And then we're going to get the Chameleon Sorcery from this creature. It's not Yol. I don't know. I don't actually know if it has a name. Basically, the spy. Remember I told you when we met Anri in the Church of Yoshka not to hit the statues in the corner? That was what was in the corner. She was the spy. So that's kind of, to tie it all together, she was using Chameleon Sorcery to hide herself. So yeah, make sure you grab that. It's obviously one of the sorceries that we need. And now we're going to join another covenant. Another one, as if there's not enough. And yeah, you'll recognise, if you played Dark Souls 1, you'll recognise these stairs in a moment. The Anor Londo stairs. So we could actually go to the... go to do the covenant then, but we're actually going to do it in a moment. So I'm just going to get this bonfire first. And get used to these stairs. You're going to see them a lot. These are where we're going to be farming the proof of a Concord kept. There's a lot of farming you're going to be doing there. But right now we're just going to go back to Firelink. We're going to use some souls up. We're going to give the ashes. That's why I'm here. We're going to give the ashes. Just going to clean up a bit. But most importantly, we're going to go and speak to Yuria. And I always forget the shortcut to Yuria. and it's going to just make sure our ending is, and she's going to say basically about the fire, and you're ready, and it's time kind of thing. So once you talk to her, and once that's all done, just kind of move on. We'll hand in the ashes. Do we hand in the ashes now, or do I do it later? I think I might save it for later, actually. No, I'm just here to level up a bit. See if we can get that sword. Get the vitality up. So remove Havel's ring. Just put the milk ring back on. We will be replacing that soon as well. So obviously it works if you roll with that on. You're obviously light enough. It's the sword I need. So fat rolling still.
Welcome our speaker. Very well, then take.
So I'll go for 1. I'm just going to finally balance it for now, even though we're probably going to put more into vitality. I'm going to change my armor set in the next video. Yes, in the next one. Which probably is heavier anyway. So I probably need to put more in vitality. But I will have done a lot of farming in between, so I'll put a few points in preparation. Yeah, so the farming I'm going to do, I'm going to show you in a moment. Once we've done the so yeah, I'm ready there. So I've got the vitality up. That's all I could afford at this point. So on we move. So once this is all set up and everything's balanced and we don't need to upgrade anything else, then we can move forward with health and endurance and dexterity. So we're doing more damage that way as well, obviously. So I'm just going to take these stairs back down. And you want this entrance. So the reason that, you remember Cirrus, the crossing paths sort of quest line that we couldn't do, we kept her alive for a certain amount of time, or didn't want to anger her for a certain amount of time. It's because we wanted this one, that one there, the Darkmoon loyalty gesture. You don't actually need to equip it, but that's why we needed it, because you can't join this covenant without it. Scary. I mean, this is quite impressive to look at. That's everywhere we've been. That's just, it's like really impressive. So yeah, there's an invisible. I believe you can't fall off, but basically if you just go in a straight line and then turn right. I've not tested it, but I don't think you can fall off. And this is Yoshka, so speak to Yoshka. And then you're going to want to do the gesture in front of her. You will actually get the option. You don't need to just kind of do it yourself randomly. So perform Darkmoon loyalty. So you'll automatically do that. You'll go through a load of dialogue, etc., etc. She'll stand up and what have you. Once that's all done, you'll get or enter the Blade of the Darkmoon Covenant. And these are the ones that need the proof of Concord kept, which is going to take a while. Right, you don't actually need to drop down here, but I'm going to show you what's down here. It's quite dangerous. You do need to come down here in New Game Plus or Plus, one of the two, because there's a ring down here. Obviously, we'll get to that a lot later. But for now, it's just the Painting Guardians gear. So we've got the curved sword and then their actual armor set here, which is again another little nod to Dark Souls 1. You might remember the Painting Guardians from that. They're obviously guarding the painting. No, this way, down this little triangle, and then down here. So this is when it gets kind of a bit dodgy. Sometimes holding your shield up can help you. That was nearly too far to the right. Holding your shield up can kind of help you balance sometimes, I find. And then drop, and then drop, and then drop. So yeah, we will need to do that in New Game Plus. If you're not bothered about the Painting Guardian stuff, then you don't need to do that. And yeah, this is back in Irithyll. So this is where the Chameleon was. This is where the Spy was. Where Anri, where we met her. So we've come full circle. This is Anri's kind of the church. The Church of Yoshka. So she's obviously right at the top. Why wouldn't you be? And I'm going to go back to Anor Londo. So we're finally in Anor Londo, the namesake of this video, with 15 minutes to go. yeah, so these guys, these are the 2 silver knights you're going to farm. So I've put here proof of Concord kept farming. I'm not doing it now, I'm just showing you where you're going to be doing it. And it's these 2. So don't walk too far up the stairs, because there's 2 silver knights. You want to take care of this one before the other one comes down. So you don't need to, as he will always do that kind of lightning dash towards you. Just slightly step to the right as he rushes past you, and he'll open himself up for the backstab. And a similar one with this is just, you're going to have to try and feel it out and get a feeling for how these guys move. But once you've got it, they'll be fine, and you'll be killing them in no time. This is actually one of the reasons I'm not bothered about having the crystal rapier, because I don't use it here. I'd rather have the shield up, because I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's more of a comforter. But if you want to go with the rapier, be prepared. You might get hit quite a lot and die. Right, so there's a red-eyed silver knight there. There's an item you can see over there. It's just a soul item. It's not 100%, it's not necessary. There's nothing else down there, and a red-eye silver knight is going to hurt a lot more. So if you want to go and fight him, feel free, go and grab that item. Yeah, weirdly, there's just nothing here. There's just nothing here. But you'll know where we are from Dark Souls 1 if you've played that. And poor old giant is dead. He was one of the smiths in Dark Souls 1, if you didn't know. He's the one that did all your boss weapons for you. So grab the coal. We'll be giving that to Andre back at the at Firelink. Now here I'm going to go right. Do not go left. There's a bunch of those Pyromancy clergyman type down there. And because it's so narrow, you can't get past them. It's quite hard. You'll probably die. So we're going to take the easy route, which is this way. So go all the way around and go down these stairs. You'll see them sort of casting. You can see them there at the bottom. You'll see them start casting from the right hand side now. So I'm going to grab these Moonlight Arrows. Do you remember that wolf spider from a way back? It was in the Cathedral of the Deep. There's one up there. I'm trying to see if I could see it from around here, but it doesn't look like I can see it. I was wondering if we could get it with arrows, but yeah, I can't see it. Maybe if you can find, you'll see it drop from a later one. That's where we need to go afterwards. You'll see it drop as I move towards. Where are you? As I move to I think it's in there. It is just kind of dropping down. Be quick and just run for this switch and hit the switch and open up the main door. So this is the main doors to Anor Londo. And yeah, watch out for this thing. We need to kill it, unfortunately. It does curse, which is horrible. I actually find it best to bring it out here and fight it out here, even on the stairs, because you get that elevation and it misses with some of its attacks. If it does this, you're in luck. If it does that frenzy, you're in luck, because you can just kill it quite quickly. But curse build up, if you are struggling, put the curse bite ring on. The curse build up will be reduced. It is quite tough. Actually made it look quite easy there. It can be quite tough. You're just going to have to circle it and watch out for the curse. Yeah, and bring it outside. Try and fight on the stairs. It makes it a bit easier. Estus Shard, make sure you grab that. It's quite an easy one to miss. And then we're going to do get a proof of Concord kept in a moment. Again, look out for these guys dropping human dregs. These are the 3 we'll be farming later on. You can see there's a boss fog. A room you'll recognise from the first one. Again, if you've played that, it's where Unseen and Smaug were. So yeah, watch out. I thought I got in luck because this guy drops one. I think, yeah, drops an item, but it's not a human dreg, unfortunately. It's a deep gem. Great. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, we've already got one. Don't need it. So I'm just going to run up here. There's a few more. So these are the stairs, the narrow stairs from before. There's 3 of them up here, and if you're running towards them down the narrow stairs, they just keep casting, and you can't get past them. It's really quite annoying. As you move towards them, they do switch to melee. The chunkier ones are a bit harder, but yeah, you can't really stagger those ones. And yeah, grab the first one. So that's 1 of 30. That's a freebie. And yeah, all we've got left to do now is Aldrich, and it doesn't go too well the first time I do this, which is actually quite good, because the idea is we kill Aldrich very quickly, which I do in the second attempt. It just doesn't go so well in the first attempt. So I'm switching to my sword. I'm going to Ember myself so I have more health. He, I don't actually know if it's a she or a he. Does quite a lot of damage. I think it's a he. If you're not careful, there's a specific attack you need to watch out for. And luckily, why I've left this run in is because it does the attack this time. So I'm switching to the sword. I've got my Pyromancy ready. I'm Embered, so I've got extra health. If there is a gold player around, bring them in. Get that Sunlight Medal to help you. And yeah, so I've got the Pyromancy, which is a bit of a waste, unfortunately. So the idea is you run right in. Usually they'll do a melee attack like that, and you run underneath it and don't get hit by it. And then they'll kind of do a slam and then just hang around for a bit, and you can build your damage up quite a lot. But they teleport out, not teleport, this is the first time, isn't it? This attack is the one you need to avoid. It's not so bad in phase 1. Then they'll teleport. So see, we've got quite a lot of damage. The idea is you run in, get as much damage as possible, and then get them to teleport and kind of stun them into teleporting. But it goes a bit wrong because I get hit by these and I have to back away. Now they will always teleport to the furthest place away from where you are, so look at the opposite corner of where you are, and that's where they'll come in. Now when whatever, is on fire and they do the arrows, it doesn't go in a straight line, it tracks you like this, and the idea is you want to run around in a circle. The end of it trails off like that, but for the beginning it tracks you, and then you're just going to want to run in and get attacks in. But this attack kills me at 1, which was nice. So that didn't go so well, so we're going to try this one more time. So I've come back to the fog, I've just run through, killed those guys. I'm going to re-ember myself. Maybe make a backup save if you want to, in case you don't want to burn through your embers. See what I did there? Sorry. Right, so same again this time. Carthus Beacon. Ready with the sword on the back. Run in. This is where it doesn't go so well because they teleport away. Like straight away. Which is not even funny. And you get the arrows first, which is okay. Kind of, if you can get around the side of them the first time, it's not too bad. And before I ever get the flurry of attacks in, that's quite rare. They teleport away so quickly, which is a bit annoying, to be honest. And again, very quickly teleport away, which does not happen usually. They stick around and do a bit of melee. But you're going to see here how much damage you can do if they stick around. So it's just attack with L1 and keep going in. And that's going to force her into like phase 2, or them into phase 2, which is where the fire turns up. Now obviously because I have that sword on my back, I don't have the recharge from the shield anymore, but it's good enough. I was kind of running out of stamina, and there you go. It can be done very quickly. If you're quick and keep on top of it, get them to keep teleporting. Now, because this is the last Lord, or the penultimate Lord, there's one more, you're going to automatically get teleported to here, back to Emma. She's going to die, and she's going to give you the Basin of Vows. Now, do not move forward. Speak to Emma, you're going to get the Basin. Do not move towards that statue. You will start another boss fight. We're not ready for that yet. So walk away. Do not walk forward. Go back. So you'll recognise where we are. We're in High Wall of Lothric, the start of the game. And you like these guys we were struggling with earlier, you can just kind of cut through them now, which is pretty cool. I'm just going back here having a look. There's a summon here. It's who is it? It's Chris. Hello, Chris. Yeah, unfortunately he's not a gold one. Not that I'm using him right now anyway. But this one down here is a gold one. You can see him. That's another player. I would get a Sunlight Medal if I was to bring him in. But he's got his sign down by Vort, or the Boreal Valley, down here. So he's wanting to do Vort. So he might not be prepared to come in and do... who's this? I didn't actually look at his name there. He might not be prepared to do the dancer at the Boreal Valley, who is the one at the top, whereas Chris there, he was ready for the dancer, who is probably still The boss I've always struggled with the most, but I think I've got it down finally. So we're going to be doing that in the next video. We're not doing it here. So the first thing we're going to do is actually do a boss. So we're going back to Anor Londo. Don't worry, yeah, the bonfire lights itself when you beat the final lord who's out in the wild, so to speak. So he'd be Aldrich or the giant. So this is where you will farm human dregs. I didn't get any, but that's the path. So just to show you, those three back to the bonfire, those three back to the bonfire, and keep repeating until you have 10 human dregs. Now I'm going to be doing that. Hopefully I can get all of it done in between videos. I'm going to try and do all of the human dregs, and I'm going to do, well, 10, 30 proof of a Concord kept. Now proof can take quite a long time, so I might not fit them all in between the videos, but really start going forward with the farming now. I would, yeah, try and do the shackles as well. I like to have the infinite homeward bone for that one. It just makes it a bit simpler with regards to, especially with the PS5. If you're playing on PS5, the load times are so quick, it can help. So I'll do those two. Human dregs, proof of Concord kept. Sunlight medals are ongoing. That's going to be not in the next video, the one after, I think. When we're in the Lothric castle, that's where we're going to farm those, along with just helping players. That's the easiest way to do it, is help players. But if you're offline, servers are off in the future or whatever, it's the only place you can do it. That will be the final place. So yeah, that was another ring there. That ring that we just got, the Sun Princess ring, that's the reason we came back here. That gradually increases your, not increases, but gives you HP back. So it's like 2 a sec. It's not a lot, honestly. It's not a lot. It's really not worth it. And yeah, so that's it for this one. We're just going to do the usual cleanup. I'm going to do a bit of leveling here. Where we're going with this level. Vitality, yes, because I'm not actually able to take that ring off. I want to take Havel's ring off, because I don't want to have that on it. I can have that, make room for something else. So are we there yet? No, one more. So it's 22 with me.
Welcome, husband. Very well, then take.
Don't worry, it feels like we're wasting a lot of levels on vitality and faith and whatever we're messing around with. We're going to get a lot of souls through New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, so we'll be level. You won't even know what to do with all the souls, especially after the farming as well. So I'm going to give in the Easterner's Ashes here. Obviously that's going to give us some new stuff to purchase. I'm not going to do any of it yet, but I will grab that ring at the next video. There is also a new ring there as well. So I'll grab that in the next video. And then we need to give in the Giant's Coal, and you get quite a little sad interaction here. Also, we got the Estus Shard, so make sure you give that in. If you remember the Giant, it's a bit of a, yeah, Andre remembers him too, let's say. So I'm just going to skip through that. And yeah, that's it. So get some farming done. Try and do as much as possible. You cannot do too much. Obviously, don't, once you get to 30, stop. But of each, well, not each, but of the ones I've told you, stop and move on to a new one. You can't do too much. Just keep going with it. You can always just spend your souls on leveling. So don't worry, you're not going to miss out on anything. Just keep going. Right, I'm out of here, just doing the cleanup, putting all my stuff away, and that's it for this one. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.